Hello, and welcome to this MBL Seminars talk on contractual interpretation and implied terms. My name is Paolo Caldato, and I am a dispute resolution partner at Spencer West. Despite the somewhat sweeping and grandiose title of this session, I'm planning to look at only a few specific issues relating to interpretation of contract and implied terms. Those are no oral modification clauses, the current state of the law on arguing estoppel, specifically promissory estoppel, the current test for implying terms into a contract, and the meaning of contractual obligations to act with diligence. Now, I shall be looking at these issues from an English commercial contracts perspective. All of these topics, to a greater or lesser extent, are interlinked, and to some extent they tie into the issues relating to implied contractual obligations of good faith that I talked about in my first session in this series, and which I hope you will check out if you've not already done so. And if you already have, then of course, many thanks indeed for coming back. Finally, at the end of each part of this session, I shall be giving some brief drafting tips. Even though this is primarily a session aimed at litigators, I believe that even us litigators have a part to play in ensuring that our clients' contracts are drafted with an eye to avoiding further litigation. Now, one of the endearing themes of this session is that over the last few years, the English courts have moved consistently further towards giving priority to the written word of the contract. This can be seen in the judgments given in particular, Marks and Spencer and BNP Paribas in relation to implied terms, Arnold and Britton in relation to contractual interpretation, and Cavendish and McDessie in relation to the test for unenforceable penalty clauses. Now, this has had the effect of squeezing down the scope for judges to introduce arguably subjective issues into their judgments. That, in my view, is something to be wholeheartedly welcomed, not least because so often those subjective considerations skirt dangerously close to being driven by hindsight and the risk of not judging the contract as at the time that the parties entered into it.